This is Object-Oriented Programming, Class 3. In this class, we are supposed to take a Cobb salad recipe and turn it into a flowchart or a UML case diagram. And for this project, it was okay. It wasn't that bad. I guess the first thing I had to do was to, well, obviously look up the recipe, but also to break it down. So there are the ingredients, which is all of the colored circles. But also I had to think about, in a recipe they display the ingredients and then each step. They break it down by step. Having at the, like in one step they'll say to combine all of the liquids, or they usually group it chronologically, but also by like mixing like with like. And so the first step on the recipe was to put the lettuce in the bowls. And so usually when you're making a salad, you want to rinse some of the vegetables to rinse it in the sink. And so I was thinking about what are the ingredients, and what do all those ingredients have in common by, like, what is their initial step. So the lettuce, the chives, the avocado, the tomato all need to be rinsed in the sink, but they're not all going to be cut on the chopping board. Or maybe the next step is, like there could be different variations. But most of them did. They had to be chopped up on the cutting board with a knife and then put into the bowl. So another thing that was like to begin this project was think about the recipe, the steps in the recipe, and the end goal. So the end goal with all the vegetables and all of the ingredients should end up in the bowl. And so the bowl should be the biggest circle. The biggest circle is the main component. There has to be a bowl. So that's the largest circle. And also, what are the, not even like the steps, but like in each step, what are the main tools? So in each step, you need a skillet, a sink, or a cutting board, a small pan, or a small bowl. And so the first step is to put all of the lettuces in the bowl. But to get to the bowl, you have to rinse it, chop it, and then put it into the bowl. So those were the smaller circles. And for the tomato and the avocado, same thing. Even though it's another step, it's the same because it's still vegetables. That's why they're all grouped together. And the other ingredients was the egg, the chicken, and the bacon. They were separate. They didn't need to be rinsed or anything else. What they needed to do was to be cooked. The bacon needed to be fried. The chicken needed to be like roasted or cooked in some way. So I just made it into a skillet. You can cook chicken on anything as long as it's cooked properly and then put into the bowl. So the chicken and the bacon are put into the skillet, and the egg is put into a small pan. But for it to go to the bowl, it would need to be chopped up. You're not going to put big pieces of chicken on top of the lettuce. So you put into the chopping board with your knife. That was another piece. Thinking about what are the smaller tools. And also, like, one thing to think about is, like, what are the most important things and the least things. The most important things is the bowl, and the second most important thing are the ingredients, and then the tools, and then the smaller tools like the utensils, the spatula, the knives, and the whisk. Even though they're necessary, you can't make a Cobb salad without the ingredients. You might get like a mess of a dressing without the whisk, but it would look a lot more similar than not having the olive oil or the roquefort or the mustard. And so organizing it by like with like, putting them all together, and making sure all the arrows are going in the right direction, because it's the lettuce into the sink, not the sink into the lettuce. And also, where is the bowl going to? The like the person who's gonna serve it. The hard thing I had with this project was like, how was I supposed to include the like, there's actors, right? And the actors are supposed to like put the stuff together. There's gonna be too many arrows if I put it so that they're on the bacon, the eggs, the frisee, all of it. But there's different type of flowcharts. I guess I could have used like the ones that is horizontal. But this one made more sense. You can always add, yeah, that would make more sense. Okay, and that's everything.